everybody, and welcome. So, today I'm reacting to Foodie Beauty's newest video called Taco Bell Mukbang and plus size influencer petitions airlines for free seats. Now, it's a very long title for one of her videos. And as far as the plus size influencer and the petition for a free seat, I have heard some things about that. So, there is a plus size influencer who has gone online and saying that she is petitioning for airlines to give free seats for those who are, say, morbidly obese or obese. Now, Foodie is deciding to talk about it in her newest mukbang. Before we cover that, though, there is some really cool stuff that I found on Twitter, and I'd like to share that with you. And also something that I'd like to show you in regards to her previous mukbang, which I was thinking about covering. But before that could happen, she did this mukbang, and I think it's a little bit more interesting. So let me just go ahead and share the screen. Let me switch over to my Twitter really quick before we get started. All right, so we're locked and ready to go. Okay. And there's my Twitter. So this is just some really cool, fun stuff, cute stuff. Because we all need a bit of a palate cleanser when it comes to foodie. And sometimes seeing beautiful and cute things just does the trick. This is from Hugh Jazz Gabby saying, when you and your friend are total opposites of each other, but you still catch the vibe. So a deer and a dog, they look similar from the shoulders down. So the deer's like, close enough. We can be friends. We can hang out. This is from End the Misery. Now, I know about this channel. I forget the name of the channel, but there's a gentleman who's got a farm. He's got a rooster named Kyle. Maybe you guys can find it on YouTube. It's Kyle the Rooster. And Kyle's got a bit of an attitude, as you can see. The guy just walks by the rooster, and the rooster will come charging across the yard to come at him. And in the video, I can't play the audio because copyright, but you hear the guy go, "Screw you, Kyle." Calm down. It's hilarious. This rooster just does not like this gentleman. But the rooster's name is Kyle. So Kyle the rooster, just look. Kyle with the attitude all day long. Here's something pretty from Moon Lover. What a beautiful picture. I don't know if that is completely made up or it was just a 1 in a million shot, but I wanted to share it with you regardless. This is from Ghost Crab. Ghost Crab says, so if Chantal's tourist visa won't be renewed for 3 more months around the end of May, then what? Rumor has it Salah can't leave Kuwait because he wouldn't be able to re-enter. Then what? So nobody knows what Foodie is going to do once her tourist visa runs out, which should be within a few weeks. So is she going to overstay her visa by staying in Kuwait longer than she's supposed to? Is she going to go back home to Canada? If you want my opinion, I think part of the reason why Foodie is going ham with the food, she is an emotional eater. And even though perhaps her and Salah are not in a romantic relationship per se, when it comes to the men in Foodie's life, she doesn't like to be separated from the men that she's obsessed with. She didn't like it one bit when she and Salah had to split up for a few weeks when she went home to Canada, and she really loved it when she got back. So if she goes home to Canada or if she goes somewhere else, Salah probably won't be able to go with her. And she doesn't like that because she's very insecure and she's very jealous and she's very much the control freak. She can't control somebody if she's thousands of miles away. So you have to leave Kuwait in a few weeks, Foodie. What are you going to do? Are you going to go home and find a roommate of some sort and continue on? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. This is from Julianthi. So Foodie's still doing her TikToks. This is image on the left is an image from TikTok, from a TikTok she did, and this is Foodie on YouTube. So what a difference filters can make, eh? This is the TikTok Foodie. Who is this person? We don't know her. This is the Foodie that Foodie wants to be. Big eye filter, smooth skin filter, contour filter, every filter in the world activated. Compared to, who's that? What a difference. TikTok Foodie, YouTube Foodie. And even this Foodie is filtered. You know, if she ever did go home to Canada and decide to let it all hang out, so to speak, took off the filters, took off the abaya, took off the hijab, and showed us her real self, she probably would make a lot of money because it would be a complete shock to all of our systems. But the difference between TikTok and YouTube is amazing. Now, this is beautiful, courtesy of the vegan. That looks like something out of a fairy tale. Vegan says this beautiful Turkish tulip garden at a park in Japan. Flowers everywhere you look. Absolutely breathtaking. I'd be taking pictures all over the place. Get the beautiful cherry blossom trees. Awesome. This was cute from Marissa. Aw. You got two frogs just waiting out the rain underneath the flower. That's so cute. This is something really pretty, and I'm sorry I don't read Japanese, but I thought this was awesome. You've got this beautiful teacup that once you place tea in it, you see cherry blossoms just appear. What a great concept. I don't know who thought that up, but it's really artistic, really well done. Moving on. How about something really, really cute from Boot and Vegan? You got ducklings just hopping into a pail to get a bath. That is so adorable. I love it. What a great video. Anything else? Oh, now this is funny. Who said that rhinos don't like scritches? So the vegan says a rhino walks straight up to him while he's filming and wants a belly scratch. Even rhinos like belly scratches. Look. And you got to be careful with rhinos, like with any wild creature. I mean, they can easily turn dangerous, but this one's like, hey, human, you over there with the camera, can I get a scratch? I promise I won't bite. I'll leave you alone. Just give me a scratch. So he's getting some scratches. Florida Salt and Sass says Salah is taking one heck of a gamble enabling Chantal with food and smoking. He's not going to Canada if she gets too big, sick, bedbound, and can't travel or passes away. Not to mention he risks getting stuck with her being her beaten down caregiver. So I don't know what Chantal's master plan is. What is your master plan, Foodie? What is the master plan at work here? I'm trying to make sense of everything you've been doing lately. Is the master plan to get so big that you become bedbound, and if you're bedbound that they can't kick you out of Kuwait? Trust me, they will. They'll find a way to get you out of there if they find you. Is the master plan to get Salah in a position to where he can't get rid of you? Like you look at him and say, look, I'm bedbound. I need someone to take care of me. So take care of me. Bring me the food. Take care of my needs. Give me baths in bed. What is the master plan at work here? Because nothing is making sense. Are you deliberately trying to put yourself in a position to where you can't move and you're stuck where you are? If that is your plan, it's a bad plan. It really is a bad plan. There's nothing successful about it. There's nothing healthy about it. but I guess we'll find out later what the plan is. And here's Chantal, one of her many stock accounts. Hijabi Mommy says, so when are you going to show your boyfriend and make your own content? I don't know who this comment was in reference to. Chantal is obsessed with everybody showing their boyfriends and husbands. Oh, show him on camera. Show yourself on camera. Hey, Foodie, why don't you show yourself on camera without the filters? Just come on without the filters. Let it all hang out and show us who you really are versus the filtered version of yourself. How about that? This was a comment also to that comment saying stock accounts and food are all she has left. Salah isn't even pretending to live there anymore. He just drops off the food and stays for a bit. Pathetic life in a prison cell apartment for unhealthy to go out in the desert heat. But we're all jealous. Yeah, we're all jealous of Foodie. Y'all, we're jealous. I am so green with envy. I can't even sleep at night, you know? I admit I'm jealous of Foodie. Yeah. Yeah, I really am. Even though I can breathe properly, I'm still jealous. This is from Kristen. And these are some of the tags that she put on her other mukbang, the one that I did not cover, that I was thinking about covering. Oh, this is actually for the newest one. I'm sorry. My mistake. So we've got all of the tags. We got mukbang, creepy, viral, TikTok, foodie beauty, food, Kuwait eating. Like she's trying to pick all the trending tags so that more people will watch her video. She's really going for anything where she gets more engagement and she gets more views. So let's just put a bunch of trending tags in there, right, Foodie? And speaking of the creepy tag, the one mukbang that I was thinking about covering, even though there wasn't much to it, when you were doing the viral story at the same time you were stuffing your face. I wonder why you were doing that. I wonder why you were trying to do the creepy pasta thing at the same time you're doing the mukbang thing. I think I know why. Let me show y'all something. Just as Foodie was trying to capitalize on the ASMR ambiance community because of their views, she was also trying to rope in the creepy pasta community. So here is a page. All I did was just do a search under creepy pasta. Look at the views. So this one video is posted 19 hours ago. They already have 10K views. That was creepy ghost stories. Here's another one 12 hours ago, 25K views. There's a live thing going on right now, 490 people watching as a 24/7 stream. 1 month ago at 187K views. This is why she was trying to tap into this community. It's not about her finding something she's passionate about and going with that. It's about what communities on YouTube are the most profitable. You need to stop sticking your big old fingers in all these different pies, Foodie, because you're not a good baker. Okay, you're not good with baking up different goods that taste good. Everything you do sucks. Leave the different communities alone. If you don't have a true interest in a subject, leave the subject alone. What else we got here? I'm going back to Twitter. Okay, we're going back to Twitter for a minute. We're going to switch back over there. Something cute for you. Okay. No cats, no life. Okay, there's a poker game going on. And even the cat, look, they're all in. Cat's like, I got a full house. I'm going all in. I'm raising the stakes. He's got his poker face on. He's serious. Watch out. Watch out. He's all in. Everybody's sweating. That's just cute. This is from I Suck a Linz from Foodie's April 28th live. Chat asks her if she's had a medical checkup, and she says no. There is absolutely no way she has a civil ID or residence in Kuwait. So if she doesn't have a civil ID and no residency, you can't live there, Foodie. You're on a tourist visa. That means you could only stay for a certain length of time. And you should leave before your visa is up, because if you overstay, trust me, they will kick you out and you will never be allowed back. Okay, so that's it for Twitter. That's it for the Twitter stuff. I just want to share that stuff with y'all because we all know that foodie's a bit boring. So why not toss in stuff that's cute? Why not toss in stuff that's interesting and fun and creative? I like doing that. I like exposing you guys to good stuff because good stuff, it just makes you feel good. Foodie, not so much. So let's get on to the Taco Bell mukbang where she talks about the petition from the plus size lady who wants the bigger seats in the airplanes. Before we get into that, though, I want to show y'all something real quick, just really quick. I promise I'll make it quick. So she just posted this video. So here's Foodie at the top. Chantal's Sally says, your anxieties about you traveling while you're overweight are your fault. And being overweight is not the same as being handicapped. Do not compare the two. I happen to agree. Now, if you're wanting to know my point of view on those of a bigger size traveling and should they get a free seat, I would like to offer up some logic and reason to the situation. Airlines are in the business to make money. To operate, they have to turn a profit. They have to make more money than just enough to get by with covering costs. You got to figure in there's thousands of costs with running an airline. There's the cost of the airplanes themselves. There's the cost of the fuel. There's the cost of paying all the many employees, both on the airplane and off. You got to pay maintenance people to clean things up. You got to pay people to dispose of the bio waste from each airplane. You got the cost of the food, the cost to fix the airplanes. You got to, all of that stuff figures in. And over the years, airplane seats have gotten smaller. Anybody who's ever ridden an airplane, you know that even if you're a normal sized person, the seat might seem a little bit too small for you. Especially for a long trip, it can be really, really uncomfortable. But every seat in an airplane, depending on who you are and where you're going and how long it takes you, every time they give up a free seat, that is lost money. They're losing money by giving away the free seats. So here is someone like Foodie saying, oh, just go ahead and give me a free seat because I'm a bigger size. Well, it may benefit you, Foodie, but what about the airline that they have to cover all their costs? Every free seat, when there's nobody sitting in it, that's costing them money. And people do depend on planes to go places, to do things. So how can they continue operating if they lose money by giving away free seats to too many people? Chantal Selly says, if you take up more than one seat, you should pay for more than one seat. I agree with that. There are people in the world that they got to a bigger size, perhaps because of an injury, perhaps because of a medical condition. That's understandable. It happens. But if you're someone, and if you, let's just say in the case of Foodie Beauty, she cannot say, I got big because of a medical condition or because of an injury. She got to her size just from overindulging in food and letting her problem with food get way out of control when she should have put it in check. She made the choice. She made the literal choice to get to the size that she is now. So since she's making the choice for herself to get to that size, then if you get to that size, and if you know that things like airplane seats or train seats or things like that are of a normal size, then you really shouldn't complain about buying an extra seat, because that's to be expected. You get on an airplane, and if the seats are only to a certain size, in order to fly safely, you're going to need that extra seat. It's for your safety and it's for your comfort. So if you spend time getting yourself to a certain size and you have to travel, wherever it is you travel, you want to be safe during your travel, and also people that might be sitting next to you or in the same airplane, they want to be safe too. So if it takes 2 or 3 extra seats, that's what it takes. Just pay the price and don't complain about it. Nikel Sanchez says, having a B moment on fast food while obnoxiously complaining about how you shouldn't have to pay for a second seat and blah, blah, blah is insane. If you take up 2 seats, then you should have to pay for it. Everything isn't fat phobic or discriminatory. Get a grip. No, an airline or any service that says you have to buy an extra seat, it's not that they're being mean to you. It's because they're looking out for you and your safety. I mean, you got to figure in, you're in an airplane, you're thousands of feet up in the air. There might be turbulence. In order to secure you properly, you might need an extra seat for that. Maybe a seatbelt extender. You're going to need that because if there is turbulence and you're being knocked around, if you're not secured in your seat, you might fall out of your seat. You might hurt yourself. You might hurt somebody else. That's why the whole give an extra seat thing for free is ridiculous. Swifty says, you're literally taking up the space that they could charge another person for. How is that even a question? Yeah, I just said that. Free seats do not make the airlines money. They are in the business to make money. They have expenses they have to cover just to maintain. And I'm sure because of the vid, they've lost a lot of money. A lot of airlines went under because of the vid. So they're struggling out there. They're already struggling. And here's someone like Foodie saying, hey, I know you're struggling. I don't care. I know you provide a service and I don't care about that either. All I care about is if I'm comfortable. So give me a free seat. Well, if you don't like the fact that you can't get a free seat on an airplane, Foodie, find another means of travel. Then you can't complain. Let's see. Love the Sound of Rain says, hi, Chantal. I've always been a supporter. Just curious your thought if, as an average sized person, if I wanted a second seat on that plane to be more comfortable, because I agree normal size seats are uncomfortable, should I have to pay for it? I'm happy to see you posting more regularly again. And like I said, no hate at all. Well, you as a person, if you want to buy a second seat, you're free to do so. Or what you could do is buy a first class seat. They're a bit roomy, they're a bit bigger, there's less people around you. So rather than buy 2 regular coach seats, get a first class. You'll pay more money, you'll have more room. Honestly, that's what Chantal should do. If she's complaining about the size of one seat, maybe a first class seat would be better for her. Bullseye says, if you want to pay for one seat, then you have to be able to fit in one seat. And that means not spilling over into the next person's seat. You wouldn't be sitting on any bit of my seat. Yeah, because regular airplane seats, they're small enough. There's not much room to move around. You're basically squashed in place. And if there's somebody sitting next to you, and if they are of a bigger size, that means you have even less room. And sitting there with your knees squashed together, your arms squashed together for 6 to 8, 10, 13 hours, trust me, it's not comfortable. I've taken 6 to 8 hour flights from Florida to California just in a regular seat. Nobody sitting around me that might have been a bigger size. And by the end of that ride, my butt hurts, my butt's asleep, my legs hurt, my back hurts. So I can only imagine to be someone of a smaller size sitting next to somebody of a bigger size and I have even less room, like I would be in absolute agony by the end of that trip because I literally could not move for that long. Let's see. Ash says the irony of you screaming fat phobia in this video while eating enough food to feed a family of 4. Well, that's Chantal. That's the norm for her. Okay, this comment, I got questions. Lucy says, this is so much better. You're going back to your OG content. Please try and make the story times a little longer. The lies were fun while they lasted, but I don't think they work for you anymore, cutie. Okay. Okay. So I've seen a few comments like this. There's another comment very similar on her other mukbang, which I'm not going to cover because it's too boring. So those people are saying this content is so much better. My question is how? How is it better? I'm going to be harsh for a minute. Anybody watching Chantal that's a supporter, let me just put the truth in your face for just a moment. When you're watching Chantal, you're not just watching somebody get on camera and do a mukbang and eat food. The plain truth of it is you're watching an addict partake of their addiction right in front of you. You're looking at somebody who is terribly unhealthy, terribly sick. She has trouble breathing. She has trouble walking. Her mobility is limited. You're watching somebody's health decline. You're looking at somebody who doesn't give a doggone about their health whatsoever. And worse, they're an addict who has an addiction and they're coming on YouTube strictly because they're looking for people to fund their addiction. They're looking for those enablers. And they have a YouTube channel and they've found just such a forum to get their addictions fed. And that's the problem with Chantal. Where some people who have an addiction, at some point, they run out of resources. They run out of enablers. They hit the wall. And then and only then, sometimes they have those wake-up moments of, I have to do something. I have to change myself. I can't go any further. Chantal's problem is that she has a network of people who enable her, who keep her addictions fed, and that you can see the result. You're watching it, you're looking at it. She's becoming more and more and more unhealthy. If you're someone and you want to support Chantal, if you like her personality, if you want to give support without enabling the addiction, without feeding the addiction, you can support her through words, through comments. You don't have to put money directly into her pocket. It's your money and it's your time on YouTube. You are free to do what you want with that, but just give that a thought for a second. That just because you like an addict, you may like them as a person for whatever reason. You may like their quirky personality. Maybe you like the way they laugh. Maybe you like the way they smile. The person is still an addict, and the addiction they have is still dangerous and can take their life. And should you be supporting somebody in that way? I wouldn't enable somebody to hurt themselves, but it looks like there are people on your channel, Chantal, that they feel differently, that they're not seeing the whole picture for themselves. They don't see you as an addict with addictions that have gone completely out of your control. They're out of the control of anybody else, and you are spiraling. They're willfully ignoring that truth, and they just press on saying, we love your content, keep it up. I watch Chantal, and I wonder if there's a medical emergency in her future. Not that I wish that upon her, But it just seems like Chantal is pushing herself in that direction. I hope that doesn't happen, but it's up to her whether she wants to protect her health or not. As far as I can tell, she's traded 100% of her health for money. And that's something you should never, ever, ever do. So let's go back to the comments, because there's a few more that I'd like to cover. Swifty says, you're worried about fitting in a plane seat and you barely fit in that bunker you reside in. Girl, bye. Should your landlord give you another apartment to accommodate you? Interesting thought. So if things get started to where people are getting free airplane seats, is it going to turn into, oh, my apartment isn't big enough for me, should I get another one that's bigger? like exactly how far is this thing going to go with the petition for, hey, this isn't big enough for me, can I have something more accommodating? Seamstress Girl says, air travel is just about math, weight of human cargo, measurement of current size seats, which does not need to be adjusted from 1970 standards, and the sale of those seats, profit margins of the airline, staff, fuel, etc. I don't think it's personal in any way. Absolutely not. Airlines are not emotional places. They're not about people's emotions. They're about providing a service, provided that they're paid to do so. So it's not about hating on anybody. It's about, hey, we set things in motion. We have a working system to get people from point A to point B in the quickest way possible. To do so, we have expenses that we have to think about. And everybody understands that, except people like Chantal that constantly expect other people to cater to them just because. Bless this empty nest says, you cannot say this is the only time thing you eat for the day. If you eat what you eat, then it's your own problem for being obese. Pay the extra seat that you're taking up. It's not fat tax. It's paying for what you're using. 2 seats. Yeah. If you're using 2 seats, if you're going to use 2 seats, you should buy 2 seats. If you need 3 seats, buy 3 seats. Anybody else would do the same. And they would do it without complaint. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God. Lemon Seed did a breakdown of what she just ate. Cheesy Fiesta potatoes, 230 calories. Chicken tenders, 404 calories. Cheese sauce, 73 calories. Nachos Bel Grande, 740 calories. Beef Crunchwrap Supreme, 530 calories. Orange Fanta, 280 calories. Total, 2,257 calories. Chantal, I'm a little bit taller than you. My total intake for the day should be a little under 2,000 calories, and you ate that for one meal. And you wonder why your abayas don't fit anymore. Cool Cat says, we all have problems. Every single one of us. Stop looking for pity, get help, and grow up. Look, the help is right there. The resources are right there. She could change her life if she wants to. The thing is, she doesn't. She's too busy profiting off of her hurt. She's way too busy profiting off of that. And that's why she doesn't want to stop. Okay, this is kind of a rude comment, but it is what it is. Yeasty Beastie from the Middle East, he says, shipping an elephant from one continent to the other costs more than shipping a beagle. You take up more room, so you have to pay more. That's it. Well, that's it in a nutshell. That is definitely it in a nutshell. Anybody who's ever mailed a package through FedEx or Amazon, then you know as well as I do that shipping a big package long distance is going to cost more than, say, a small package. So same premise when it comes to flying people across the ocean. New York Stiletto says the airline will just up the prices for everyone. They aren't going to take a loss. Right. So if they start offering free seats, they're going to take it out on anybody else who might fly. Everybody else's airline tickets are going to get jacked up. Everybody else is going to be affected. And that's just not fair. I mean, for the price of a group of people wanting free seats, everybody's got to pay hundreds more for just their ticket. No, not cool. Let's see that. So there's a lot of the very similar comments on this video, but let's cover part of Chantal's mukbang. Okay, we've discussed long enough. Let's get it on the mukbang.
We have some of these chicken strips, like saucy chicken strips. I can't wait to try those. Extra cheese sauce, some nachos Bel Grande, and a beef crunch wrap supreme, and an orange Fanta.
Now, if I had to eat all that stuff, just the two things in front of her would have done me. Everything else, you could have removed that. Those two wraps would have been it for me. That would have filled me up. In fact, I wouldn't have been able to finish those two. But Chantal's going to devour all of that.
So, Bismillah. And this is for the crunch wrap, I guess. So, guys, I am super heated about a certain topic that's been going around. Actually, I'm disgusted by what I see. Like,
I don't think Chantal's heated about this topic. It's just that she needs something to talk about during her mukbangs. And she's already told us about everything in her past a bazillion times. This whole thing with the petition of the free extra seat, that was a while ago. She was just looking online for something to discuss. And she knew that by her talking about it during a mukbang, that would create a little bit of drama and controversy. And that's why she's doing it. I mean, for what reason does she have to be heated? She barely travels. She barely goes anywhere. It's not like she's a frequent flyer.
Like, legit disgusted. So I wanted to talk about that. I know I'm going to get attacked for this video, but I get attacked anyway, so I don't really give a crap.
I know I'm going to get attacked for this video. I know it's going to tick people off, and that's exactly why I'm doing it, because I need drama. That's exactly why she's doing it. And people are firing back at her in the comments section.
Anymore? No offense. Oh, they give you a spork. Cool. All right, first let's try some of these nachos. So I don't know, like people from the Middle East. Yeah, Taco Bell is like Tex-Mex or like Mexican fast food, and it's popular in North America. Beauty bite.
But I thought you hated the States. I thought you hated this side of the world. Remember? It's so much better over there. I mean, you could be eating food from the Middle East. I'm sure it would look much more appealing and colorful and tasty than any of the fast food you could get over there. But I remember you going ham and hard, talking about the United States, talking about Canada. Oh, it's so much better over here in Kuwait. Yet, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're eating Taco Bell.
Let me eat some and then I'll talk.
You know what? If she ate like that at my grandma's table, my grandma, if she was still alive, would give her the look. All that nasty chewing with the mouth open. You could not get away with that in front of my family. Oh no. If she ate like that in front of my nana would be looking at her like, just give her one look. That look was a warning. You better shut your mouth. You better not eat like that, like a savage animal. Somebody failed with you with table etiquette, Chantal.
Beauty bite. What kind of sauce is this? Hmm. Mm. The sauce is like a spicy sauce.
My apologies to anyone watching this that has to watch Chantal eat and the crunching sounds and all that. My sincere apologies. I don't like it either. And unfortunately for all of us, she doesn't just eat and then get that out of the way and then talk. If she did that, I could just bypass all the eating it straight to the talking. I would cut the eating part out, but she mixes the two.
We don't have tenders at our Taco Bell in Canada. The crunch wrap. Beauty bite. Yummy.
That wrap is bigger than her apartment and probably just as cheesy.
I haven't had Fiesta potatoes in forever because they don't have these in Canada either. In the United States, yeah. So, the subject I'm hitting about, there's this plus size influencer, Jay Bay. And she's obese, and her husband's obese. And she's an influencer, so she travels a lot, right? And she's been petitioning for airlines.
You know, nobody taught this woman that if you're going to say something while you're eating, clear your mouth out of food. Just take a bite, swallow it. If you got something to say it then, but don't talk with your mouth open and don't talk while you're chewing. It's rude.
To be more fat inclusive. Anytime a fat person has to pay extra because of their weight, it's called a fat tax. And as an overweight person who travels, this affects me. And I have to say,
You know what? I don't want to hear her nonsense because the last few times that she's flown, she got away with not paying for an extra seat. So what is she talking about? She only paid for one seat. She got one seat and she got lucky. They let her get away with it. They may not continue to let her get away with it. So I don't know why she's saying she's heated about it. Like she's acting like she's paid multiple times for multiple extra seats.
I would love to not have that extra anxiety when traveling. Like, most people have travel anxiety because traveling, especially with airlines, is very stressful. Now, add on top of that, having to ask for a seatbelt extender, being discriminated against, being stared at by everybody because you're overweight.
Wait a minute, back up. So the airline's telling you that you have to have a seatbelt extender is humiliating. They're discriminating against you. No, ma'am, they're doing that for your safety. I've ridden in airplanes before. Sometimes they get turbulence. Things get knocked around. The plane will actually shake. That's for your safety. They're trying to keep you safe, Chantal, so you don't fall out of your seat and hurt yourself or somebody else. That is not discriminatory, no matter what you say. They're not discriminating against you. They're trying to keep you safe. That is part of their job, to keep you safe. But try to paint the picture that they're hating on you.
Having to worry about encroaching on someone else's seat, the table not fitting down so you can't even eat on the plane, not even being able to go to the bathroom comfortably. The standard.
So according to Chantal, the airlines, they should just take away all the planes, get rid of them, take out all the seats, make brand new seats that are bigger, make less seats in the plane, jack up everybody's airplane tickets, make bigger bathrooms just for her. Just redesign all the airlines and all the airplanes just for Chantal, just because she said so. Not going to happen, Foodie.
Airline seat, that alone is like discriminatory if you think about it, because there's no standard body size. Like, everyone has a different body size. Even people who are taller, even people who are normal size can hardly fit in those seats. I hear people complaining, well, who do you think is going to pay for that extra free seat you want just for being fat? The passengers. She's not asking the passengers to pay up for the...
But that's the way it would happen, though. Do you think the airlines are going to just redesign all the airplanes and take out the current seats and replace them with new seats? And they're going to pay out of pocket for that? No, they're going to toss that cost onto the consumers. Because the airlines, they don't have the deep pockets. They're not going to cut into their profits. No, they've got expenses they have to cover. They're going to pass it off to the customers, which means their airline tickets are going to get higher. And a lot of people, Chantal, unlike you, they work regular jobs with regular pay. They're doing what they can to meet their expenses. They're not on YouTube making thousands of dollars acting the fool like you. You may have a little bit of money to burn, other people not so much. The cost of a regular airplane ticket can be very expensive. So just trying to accommodate someone like you, and you don't even travel that much, you're asking a lot from a lot of people that you don't even know. Perfect strangers that they work hard for their money.
The extra seat. She's asking the airlines. They have enough money.
How do you know that? Do you run an airline? Do you know what the expenses look like? No. And here's the irony with Chantal. Here's the complete irony. Yes, she's a morbidly obese woman. She's somewhere in the 500-pound range. If Chantal were not super morbidly obese, and she were, like, say, of a normal size, and she had to buy an airplane seat, and she was sitting in an airplane, and somebody her size sat next to her, you best believe she'd complain about it. She would say something. She would be that person to say, oh my God, I don't want to sit next to her. You better switch my seat. She would complain about somebody her size. She'd be yelling and screaming about it all day. She would not have an accommodating attitude.
She's asking the airlines to be more inclusive,
which would cost them billions of dollars that they do not have. A lot of airlines have shut down just because they went bankrupt, which makes it harder on the people who want to travel somewhere as it is.
Make it a handicap seat. I mean, there's like for people who are disabled, if you have to. Are there even handicap seats in the airplanes? I don't even know.
Okay, full stop. Ma'am, you are not handicapped and you are not disabled. You are super morbidly obese. You cannot compare your situation to someone who is genuinely, sincerely handicapped or disabled. You cannot do that. You shall not do that.
And then to say, well, I saw a comment where someone was like, I'm fat. I did this to myself. I have to realize that I can't travel unless I lose weight. Well, what kind of fat phobic BS is that? So basically you're saying that people who are overweight, which by the way is a large percentage of the world by now, shouldn't be able to travel and have fun like everyone else while they're working on themselves. What?
Chantal, there are different levels of obesity. You have people that are overweight. You have people that are obese. You have people that are super morbidly obese. You are in the super morbidly obese category. If you don't like it, if you don't like paying for extra seats or seatbelt extenders or feeling embarrassed or humiliated because of your larger size, there is a solution. Start to lose weight, get healthy, and get to a size to where you can comfortably travel and you won't have to deal with those things. Change yourself. Do not expect an entire industry to change around you because it just won't happen.
I think we can all agree losing weight is not easy.
No, it isn't, but it isn't impossible either. And at your current weight, it's going to take a while. If a person can lose, say, 100 pounds safely a year, for you to get to the 300s, which you like to claim that you are, it would take you, with proper diet and exercise, if you can safely exercise, I would say 100 pounds a year, it would take you 2 years to get to 300s again. It's going to take that long, but you've got to be dedicated about what you're doing. You can't do this anymore.
Because there are many, like, obesity is a disease that's not one size fits all. There's many different reasons why people are overweight. People overeat, sure. Too much calorie intake, sure. But that's not the case for every single person who's overweight. There's different reasons. Even if you overeat, there's lots of hormonal imbalances going on. There's lots of different reasons why people overeat. And it's very stigmatized.
Well, I don't know if you have any medical conditions, Foodie. Only a doctor would know that. I don't know if you have problems with your thyroid or problems with your hormones. Only a doctor running tests would know those things. But one thing is abundantly clear. You have a problem with food. And you're not trying to reel that in. You're not seeking help of any kind. You're not seeking therapy as you should. You're on YouTube and being a glutton and expecting people to pay you to be more gluttonous. You're monetizing your problem. You're not dealing with your problem. You're looking to profit off your problem day after day with all these mukbangs. So you're not even getting on YouTube and saying, I got a problem with food and I'm starting on a journey to get better. No, you are continuing and your health continues to decline. Your mobility continues to decline. Your breathing continues to get worse. You're at a critical point right now. You have an enlarged heart. There's also been talk that you have a heart murmur. Those two things alone are very serious. You have diabetes. You've had blood clots in your lungs before. You have a liver that's 3 times the size of normal. You've said that you have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. you might have some cirrhosis of the liver, which can be very, very serious. I mean, you've got a whole host of health problems, and yet, despite every organ in your body being negatively affected by what you're eating and how you're behaving, you're continuing. But rather than looking at the bigger issue of, I need to take care of my health and myself, you're complaining online about an airline and the size of their seats.
And I know sitting here pigging out on Taco Bell, but even that is discriminatory and fatphobic.
No, it's not. You put yourself online, you're doing these videos, you know why you're doing them. You're doing them to make the feedy people happy. You're trying to appeal to the feeder part of your audience, which you know exists. But you also want to, feed your addiction with food. You want to feed your addiction at the same time profit off of feeding your addiction. That's not fat phobic. You're doing this content, you're posting it for a reason, and the reason is money. So people commenting on this video, how is that fat phobic? When you choose the content that you post and you know the reaction you're going to get, and yet you post it anyway.
You don't know what I eat for the rest of the day.
We don't have to know what you eat for the rest of the day. We're getting a snapshot of the kind of diet that you have. You've been posting mukbangs every single day. It's all been fast food. There's no healthy food. So people come away watching you with, this is all she eats, is fast food, constant fast food. And not just fast food, but copious amounts of fast food, which is not healthy for you. So people watch these mukbangs. They know, but by watching these videos, that you're not eating healthy, you're not being healthy. And when they make comments on the videos, how is that fat phobic? They're just giving their thoughts, feelings, and opinions, which they are free to do because this is a public forum and the public has a right to comment.
Or what I do if I work out. So just saying that an overweight person should just eat like lean protein and greens.
Foodie, this is 2023. I don't know where you got the idea that healthy meant eating constant salads and drinking water, but we're in the modern age. There's all kinds of healthy food out there. There's all kinds of healthy recipes. There's all kinds of healthy options. If one option doesn't suit you, there's 100 more. Healthy does not mean just salads and water. There's all kinds of prepackaged meals that are healthy for you, healthy portions. You could go to the freezer section of any supermarket and find healthy meals that all you got to do is microwave them. There's all kinds of healthy recipes on YouTube, all kinds of channels dedicated to healthy food that actually tastes good, and it's not that expensive. I think you like to tell yourself that healthy food is salad and water because by thinking that way, you can go back to your fast food. You don't want to get healthy because if you really wanted it, you would find a way to make it happen.
It's not realistic either. Just the attitude about the whole thing is so gross.
Now, I'll tell you what's gross. Seeing somebody who has an ED getting on camera, doing their addiction on camera in front of everybody, expecting people to pay for it over and over again, and amassing a chat full of feeders and enablers. You have the time, focus, energy, resources, everything to get healthy and refusing to do so. That's gross to me. And that's coming from somebody who had a problem with food. I would never monetize my problem because I value my health. Your health is your wealth. That is one of the greatest wealth that you have, is your health. If you don't value your health, if you don't value that wealth, and you start selling it off in little pieces, soon you have nothing left. Soon you're not healthy at all. You're bedbound, you're sick, you might be in the hospital. You might be somewhere other than a hospital. You might be in a graveyard. That's why it's always good to value your health, because your health relates to the quality of your life. Being able to go out and do things, spend time around people, have experiences, make memories. You don't value your health. You haven't valued it in the longest. And so you're stuck in an apartment, in that little box, in that self-made hamster cage, not living, just existing, eating fast food, which you know you shouldn't do, making excuses why you shouldn't get healthy. You're too doggone scared of losing that enabler feeder part of your audience that keeps funding you, and they want you to get sicker and sicker and sicker. And you keep lying about your health. You keep filtering it. Oh, I'm fine. I'm healthy. Bullshit. You know you have a problem. You know you've got several problems. You don't want to treat those problems. You'd rather cover them up. You'd rather escape from them. You'd rather run from it. Girl, I'm looking at you. You have maybe 6 months before you're completely bedbound. Your body is at the tipping point. You need to slow it all the way down with that food. You can't go on like this. You just can't. You need to pull it all the way back and evaluate yourself. You're always looking for those quick arcs to make money on YouTube. Here's an idea for you. Take it or leave it. If you want an arc that lasts a while, you can get a whole new audience and make money. A health journey, a true health journey. Because losing 200 pounds would take you at least a couple of years. You get a whole new audience that would get behind you. The feeders can go screw off. You would do so well with that if you wanted to, if you were that committed, but you're not. You're on this path of self-destruction and you don't want to stop. We've always called you a train wreck. You earned that nickname, but if you don't stop, you're really gonna wreck. You're gonna crash into the wall. So be smart. Stop grabbing at the nickels and dimes in front of your feet and actually do something worth something. But people coming on YouTube and watching your content and saying it's fat phobic, no ma'am. No, they're just watching you, watching your behavior, giving their thoughts, feelings, opinions, and you want it. You want this drama. You want this controversy. You like ticking people off. You like making people upset. That's been your content for a while. You're not about entertaining people. You don't care about their entertainment value. You're all about what makes you money. Well, here's the thing. It's not really making that much money anymore. Get the clue. Buy a clue if you need it and get back on track.
The point is you don't have a right to tell fat people what to eat, what to do, how to feel.
And you don't have the right to tell airlines to completely break down their airplanes and make whole new airplanes for you. How about that?
And in the travel industry, in my opinion, I feel like it is time for a change. Be more fat inclusive.
You know, Foodie, you're all about making money. And in any business, you got to spend money to make money. The irony of you telling the airlines to reach into their own pockets and spend money to completely redo their airplanes, to take out their old seats and put in bigger seats, or give free seats to completely redo their bathrooms to suit you. You're someone that you're on YouTube and this is your business. And yet you will not spend appropriate money to benefit your business. You're not buying the best equipment. You're not making sure the intros look good, that the footage looks good. You're over there using stock footage and copyright free music. You're not about quality versus quantity. You're all about grabbing at what's for free and just winging it, coming on camera, eating in your bedroom, nothing behind you on the walls to make it look attractive. You don't even eat food that looks tasty. So you're over there doing what you do on camera, not giving out the best quality, and yet you expect the airlines to give the best quality to you.
Because telling fat people they can't travel comfortably by plane when they have work to do.
I wouldn't call you getting some takeout, sitting in your bedroom, and eating work, because you would eat regardless whether the camera was on or not. So this is not work. There's no labor involved.
For example, JB is an influencer. She needs to travel. Is fatphobic to say that. So to just say, stop stuffing your gob and you won't have a problem is very ignorant, because you don't know the challenges overweight people face. It's not as black and white as that. We do overeat, obviously, a lot of us. But a lot of us have issues. It's not like we woke up one day and was like, oh, gee, I love being 400 pounds.
Oh, wait, was that a confession? Was that a confession, Foodie, that you're not 360 pounds? You're actually 400? I actually think you're 5, but please go ahead.
I love being 600 pounds in bed bound. No, it's not like that. You don't know what someone's going through or struggling with. Therefore, you should be inclusive.
I'm not exactly sure about why she's doing this video, because if she's got to go home in 3 weeks, if she's got to go back to Canada or fly to Thailand, the airlines are not going to change their entire system in 3 weeks.
People want to have inclusivity when it comes to anything else. But when it comes to fat people, you did it to yourself. You deserve to be uncomfortable and ostracized to try to force us to lose weight. Okay, even if we had to pay a little extra if you're overweight, I mean, having to pay so much extra is crazy. It's basically telling fat people that you can't afford to travel, you can't travel because of your body type.
They have bigger seats already. It's called first class. Give that a try, Foodie.
You know? I mean, let's be real. Who wouldn't like more room on a plane, you know? I don't think one extra seat for the occasional morbidly obese person is going to break anyone's bank. Be happy that if you are normal size, you don't have to worry about these things. I saw Pierce Morgan commenting on the issue. Ugh. Sorry. I had lettuce on my shirt. I can't stand Pierce Morgan on a good day. And he was like, well, you can have the extra seat, but you're going to have to pay for it. The whole point is, you missed the point, Pierce. The whole point is the issue of this fat tax. just don't talk. Please. So, I'm a little heated about it.
Not really. You just needed something to talk about during this mukbang. Let's be honest. You don't look heated to me. You don't look passionate about it. You're sitting there eating your food and just talking about it just to have something to talk about.
You can't deny fat people are treated like less than. I don't mind society disliking fat people or having certain biases. Just don't let it impede on my lifestyle, you know?
Oh, so basically what you're saying is I don't mind what society thinks of those who are overweight or obese or super morbidly obese. I just care about me. That's what you just said. I don't care about how anything affects others. I just care about me. You know, society just pay attention to me. Got it, Chantal.
Equal rights for all. But airplane.
But you don't care about equal rights. You just said that. You just literally said that. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care what anybody else has to go through. I just care about me. You sounded all the way like a narcissist talking like that.
Travel is just BS. It's so uncomfortable. Even for a normal sized person. I love the sauce.
Yeah, but you don't care about normal sized people. You care about you. You just said you don't care about people who are bigger than you or of a bigger size. You just said it's all about me. You don't care about any gripes that say normal sized people have in your words. And you don't care about people who are also bigger that also might be traveling. It's all about Chantal's comfort and getting a free seat and not having to pay for it.
So I'm feeling feisty today, like my Fiesta potatoes. And I know people are going to comment, we don't care about your weight. We don't like your behavior. Don't make me do a compilation of fatphobic comments. Are you serious? There's people who don't like my behavior, but are also very fatphobic.
Us not liking you being here has nothing to do with fat phobia. You created this public image and impression of yourself. You worked hard on it. For the last few years, you worked really, really hard on it, Chantal. You have shown us so many things we didn't ask to see. Coming on camera, half naked, being high on camera, driving while intoxicated, the drama, talking about different triggering topics. You did that. You chose to do that and post it on YouTube. So people not liking you has nothing to do with your weight. Your weight is a non-issue. It's a side issue. Your weight is your issue. With everything else you've introduced to us, that's the least thing we talk about. Your weight is your issue, ma'am, and it's your problem if your weight is affecting your health. We talk about other things. You give us plenty of other things to talk about, but your weight is the least of our concerns. That should be more of a concern for you. But we don't like you for other reasons. We got good reason for it.
A 100%.
Maybe the reason why people don't like you is because you get on YouTube, and what we have here, folks, in the simplest terms, is somebody getting on YouTube and doing self-harm content. Because make no mistake, this is self-harm content. She's hurting herself on camera, and she expects to find a crowd of people that will support it and pay for it.
And like I said, no problem, really. Discriminate all you want, but just still let me be comfortable on an airplane, and you can do what you want. I can just hear Pierce now. This influencer is talking about being fat inclusive while eating a huge meal.
Chantal, you're not a celebrity, nor will you ever be. You wish that somebody that's known would talk about you, but you're never going to get that far. You're just a YouTuber with a dying channel. Nobody in Hollywood is going to talk about you. They don't even know about you.
From Taco Bell, bloody hell. Yeah, Pierce. Sorry I'm not eating lean protein and veggies. Give me an extra airplane seat. Thanks, bye. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. My 2 dinars. I mean, traveling is essential to some people.
Yes, it is. And you're suggesting something that would make it harder for them, make it more expensive for them, but you don't care. You just care about yourself and your comfort.
You know? And if they have to travel, let's say by plane, for several hours and then need to use the washroom, and the washroom is too small. I don't know.
Then you know what you do, Chantal? Take a train or take a boat ride. If airplanes are not for you, there's other means of transportation.
Ooh. Anyway. This is a very messy meal.
You know what? I'm done with her. Like, I don't like seeing her eat. There's only a few minutes left anyway. So we'll just cut it off here, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed my react to Foodie's mukbang. If you did, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.